Going back to Love Island, when I walked in the villa for the very first time, I'd never done TV before. Didn't know what I was going to see. Did
you have a plan when you went on, or were you just kind of...
Oh, yeah, it went out the window.
Did it?
Went out the fucking window, yeah. So I walked down the stairs.
What was the prize for winning, like?
It's 50 grand.
Is it? It must be more than that now.
And at the end, it's either... Have you ever watched that program, Golden Balls?
You can split it, can't you?
Yeah. I've always wanted someone just to steal, to see what happens. You know what I mean? Imagine.
So what was it? What did you have to do? So you got 50 grand to win.
50 grand. So if me and you were coupled up, whatever, me and you got the final. You know what I mean?
Excuse me? Can I just say that's not happening? All right, here we are again with the Paul Mort Talks Shit. And today we are talking shit with... Of course, Mr. Mac Reader, the Vanilla Gorilla himself.
Who are you?
And Mr. Sam Gowland. Sam is, obviously we've already done the intro. Sam has got an interesting story that I can't wait to get into. So Sam, how are you doing?
I'm not too bad. Good to be here.
Good, mate. I'm excited.
Already seen you yesterday.
I'm excited. So, mate, let's get straight down to business. I've got a few things I want to talk about, but the main thing I want to ask you today is, because I met Sam through training at SBG. I hadn't actually seen him on TV. I was like, who the fuck's this guy? Who the fuck's this guy with the white teeth, this handsome cunt with the white teeth?
You come straight over for a photo,
Who's this guy with the white teeth, this handsome fucker with a weird accent? He's not from Shields. So I want to ask you a question, Sam. What made you get into fighting?
You know, it's a strange one. I get asked this question all the time and everyone says the same thing. Why do you want to do it? And do you know what it was? I wanted to test myself a little bit because I've done TV, and before TV, believe it or not, I was quite shy. I was always quite outgoing and stuff, but I'd never put myself in a bit of an uncomfortable situation. But now, from doing like the fighting and stuff and training, I absolutely love it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's helped confidence-wise and helped fitness-wise massively. Did you see the size of me when I got off Geordie Shore?
No, I didn't.
Bloody hell, I must have lost about 1.5 stone. I don't know what's
really?
You're out all the time drinking, you're out all the time, you know what I mean, on the piss and stuff, and then since training, you get a bit more of a healthy lifestyle. And look at me now.
So what was the thing that were like, do you know what made you go to SBG?
You know, believe it or not, Aaron.
Really?
So I'll tell you the story. So
it's a bit of a mission for you, isn't it? Well, not a mission.
It isn't. Obviously through the town tunnel, so it's costing me fucking $360 a go. So it does add up.
Are you not in Borough now, like?
No, live Newcastle.
Oh
yeah.
shit, I
live
didn't know
Newcastle.
that.
Yeah. But I went to Liverpool with Dean Garner to Aspire in Liverpool. So I moved down there for 5 weeks. Yeah. Just stayed in a hotel room. For the first week, I thought, this is brilliant. Do you know what I mean? I stayed in a hotel room doing this, doing that. And the second week, when I was looking at the wall, I thought, this is a bag of shite. I thought, I can't physically sit it. Because all I was doing was going training. The training was brilliant. Training in the morning, training in the afternoon, which was great. Yeah. But in between, sat looking at 4 walls. I thought I was in prison. Yeah. So I was a bit, I'm going to have to move back home. So I didn't want to look as though I was stepping on Aaron's toes because it's like, reality TV now trying to get into fighting. Copying Aaron, as everyone's going to say. Yeah. So I texted Aaron and just said, listen, mate, this is the crack. And he said, Sam, I want you to come down. He said, please come down to SBG. He said, I'll text Alex for you now. He said, set up a meeting, blah, blah, blah. And then he said, we'll get into it. I said, all right. Then I said, not a problem. I said, are you sure? He's like, yeah. So I remember going down. Met Alex. First time I seen him, fuck, I'm scared of him.
Mate, I've known him 10 years. I'm scared of him.
So, and I thought, this is the gym because, you just get the vibe, don't you, when you go, and I thought, you can tell, obviously he knows what he's on about and stuff, but you can tell by the way everyone was training when I went in there. I thought, right, this is it. Yeah. And I went down and it sort of went from there, and I've been in there, what now? A year, is it? Or something like that?
Is it a year, is it?
I mean, 6 months was quarantine, but... But we'll class it as a year. Yeah.
Man, I love it. So so let's talk about this fight that you had, this Fame MMA thing.
Yeah, I mean,
were you training before that, or did you train...
So I was
Did you train because of that?
No, so I was training before that. Started training roughly July.
Did you intend on having a fight?
Yeah, I was intended on training on a fight.
Were you always intending on having a fight?
Always intended on having a fight, but not on Fame. I'm honest, I'd never heard of Fame. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But then I got, obviously, my agent got in contact and said, listen, there's an organisation, Fame. And I'm actually lying a bit. I'd heard of Fame in Poland because it's...
It's huge in
Poland.
It's
huge in Poland, but I've not heard of Fame UK.
I don't even know any famous Polish people.
No.
It was that big bodybuilder, do you remember?
Oh,
Podjanowski or something like that.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of someone else. I'm thinking of Thor, the fucking...
He's not Polish.
But something like that.
Yeah, something like that,
He thinks you're talking about him from Asgard.
No,
Loki's brother.
The one from Game of Thrones.
So anyway, my agent said, listen, you can fight in December. So I was like, right, I said, well, leave it with me. And anyway, I've done a couple of training sessions. Alex said, you're not fighting. I said, right. I said, right.
I mean, and then, he'll tell you when he thinks you're not going to.
Yeah, but it was meant to be a lot sooner anyway. I said, we're looking at, I think it was December the 14th or somebody said, right, he said, leave it with us. Anyway, carried on training twice a day and stuff. And it all worked out when then I mean, honestly, I was in a fight amateur first, but then the money they offers to fight in December. Yeah. Obviously, Metro Radio Arena was like, 4,000 people there, 5,000 people. I couldn't have not turned it down.
Yeah,
you were there, weren't you?
Yeah, okay,
And it was a bit like, right, so I was meant to be co-main event. And then the main event got cancelled, so I got moved up to Scotty T and Bear, which was never a main event, if we're honest.
They weren't even training? Were they not even training? Or did they just not like you?
I think they just done a couple of Instagram stories. Hey, I'm training.
I'm on the training.
I seen
one of them,
about like a few weeks before that.
I think Marty was out a few weeks before as well. It was only me training, probably.
Maybe the Burger King?
Yeah, I know. He was a stone heavier than me.
Was he?
So obviously the fight come out.
So did you know him before?
No, but we'd had a bit of... Don't get me wrong, I like the lad now, so I'm going to say that on card. I do like the lad now. I'll get on with him.
Yeah.
Bit tapped, but get on with him, do you know what I mean? But obviously I didn't know him, but we'd had a bit of shit before where he said something to me and I'm a bit like, what are you going on about, lad? I don't know you.
Yeah.
And then there was a bit of this, bit of that, and then when we seen each other, it was a bit like, I can't describe, I can't fucking stand you. And he was thinking, I can't stand you either. And then it sort of went from there, and then it made a fucking great event. Did you see the weigh-in? Was it the weigh-in? No, it was the first press conference. Fucking threw a chair at me.
Is that what he did?
I thought, what have I got myself into again? I thought it was an MMA event, not wrestling, like a table ladder chairs,
Shit, really threw a chair at you?
It's like a hell in a cell, yeah.
And then you still try to go after that.
It was mad. I was going, what are you doing? I'll be getting paid in 2 weeks, don't spoil it now. But no, it was good. Obviously, that came December.
Yeah.
And then I was hoping, Alex, would spoke, I was hoping to fight like the middle of this year, but obviously with all this shit that's happened now, it's a bit on the back burner.
I've seen you trying to line another one up though.
Yeah, did you see that? Yeah.
I saw it as well. Who was it?
England versus Poland, didn't it? So Fame Poland have got a card in December.
This year?
Yes, this year, December. Don't know who's on it, don't know who's what, but I've had a message off a few of the lads who like high up at Fame. Yeah. And they just said, we'll see what the crack is. So I was like, yeah, we'll see what the crack is. Yeah, so there's nothing lined up yet, but potentially we're looking at doing like Poland versus England, one of their lads versus me.
And you do it again?
Yeah, smash his head in whoever. Whoever it is, yeah.
You do it again?
100%.
There's nothing like that feeling of getting your hand raised like
no, do you know what I loved? I do it for the walkout. I loved the walkout.
Did you?
Fuck winning.
What did you come out with?
Sweet Caroline.
Oh, did you?
I wanted to go around again. I thought, can I walk out again? The chorus
that
was
was
fucking
probably
brilliant.
the longest walkout I've ever seen.
I milked it.
Did you milk it?
I got to the cage after about 30 seconds. I thought, fuck this, the chorus hasn't kicked in. So I was just stood doing this thinking, yeah, we're going to work with the chorus.
Yeah. Shit, man.
That was good.
It was a long walk in.
It was absolutely
you should have seen it, man. They got all the fighters up beforehand, didn't they, on the stage?
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Oh, I've had to do that in a fight before where they get everyone...
No, not on the stage.
Where they do like a ring announcement
thing,
where they're going to say, hit so-and-so. It's kind of like the weigh-in again, isn't it? So-and-so against
yeah,
so-and-so.
Yeah.
You stood next to him, you're thinking, I'm going to bash you in a minute. And you stood there and you're like...
Yeah.
It's quite weird.
Was it, before the fight, did you have any nerves? You must have nerves, did you?
So you don't... Your normal nerves, like I describe it as like, there's different type of nerves, I think. So there's like television nerves where when I first got on the television, I was like, whoa, what the fuck's this? Yeah. And I can't watch myself back. Yeah. And you sort of learn to deal with them in different ways. So because I'd been exposed to that big of an audience and so many people that said shit about you, so many people like you, everybody knows you. Yeah. When you're walking out to 5,000 people, you think, I sound like Carl Froch, don't I? Sold out. When you're like walking out, like I expected to be nervous, but I wasn't. Like I enjoyed it.
Really?
But then when you get in there, and I thought, God, the only way I can describe it, like my mouth was the driest mouth in the world, and no matter how much water I was drinking, I couldn't
quench your thirst.
Yeah. And I was a bit like, so that must have been nerves, but I think the adrenaline must take over that. It was an excited nerves, but I do remember when the ref was stood there in between us both. Alex advice, he went to me, no matter what happens, he said, you'll be able to hear me shouting, I'll call you through the full thing.
How loud is
the fight? Amazing. It's the only thing you can hear, isn't it?
I couldn't hear the fucking thing.
Could you not?
No, I couldn't. That's what he said. Obviously, normally when we've been in the gym and say if me and you've sparred, I can hear every word he's saying and I'm thinking, God, he's fucking bang on. He knows exactly what, and he sort of does the fight for you.
It's like playing a video game, but he's got the controls.
But he's got the control and you're just listening to him. In the cage, I thought, well, if there's anything I come unstuck with or whatever, I'll just listen to him. Yeah. The only way to describe it, and he described it the same way, it was like, you know when you're in the playground, you're having a fight with someone, everyone gathers round in a circle and screams, fight. And I was just like, I couldn't hear a fucking thing. And he told me at the end, he lost his head a bit because he was going, Marty! And then Brashy looked at me and went, you're shouting for the wrong lads. Because I think everyone was just sort of... But I remember the ref being stood there in the middle of us. He went, are you ready? Looked at me, went, are you ready? He stepped back and I just thought, the fuck am I doing? There's a surreal moment. It is a surreal... And I just thought, well, I make it now. Do you know what I mean? I might as well...
It's a weird feeling. I know what you mean but the first time you step in the ring it's the moments before the ref claps his hand and goes like that. It's just like
you're just looking at
it's like
this is real.
It's a bit crazy.
The only thing I was thinking though, what I'm thinking, he's thinking the same.
Yeah, exactly.
The only thing I was thinking.
Apart from he knew he was out of shape.
Yeah,
like you would have trusted your fitness a little bit as well.
Yeah. There was at one point of the fight though. Obviously I took him down straight away.
Was that the plan?
Yeah, because I quite back my wrestling and jiu-jitsu. I'm okay stood up, but if I was to go to anything, that'd be my main strongest point. I'd say for myself.
Yeah. And was he even training wrestling and jiu-jitsu?
Well, he took me by surprise, because I didn't think he was.
Really? Had he been training?
Yeah, but he was a bit heavier. He was like a stone heavier.
That's a big difference on the floor.
Well, I didn't realise, right? So I had him up against the cage. I had a single, and normally I can finish that, not with ease, but I can finish it. And I went to finish it, and I thought, I can't move it. I cannot move it. And that was the one point I thought, this is going to be harder than this was meant to be.
Yes.
And then I've rewatched the fight back, and without sounding anything, I did sort of control the fight, but
no, you did.
It was a lot harder than I thought it'd be. But I think the way
I've seen him swing one punch, you took him down.
And that was it really.
Aye.
That's all it looked like he was training when he was like, all that I had seen building up was just hitting pads.
I'm looking forward to hopefully in December, if I do get the fight in Poland in December, fighting someone my own weight. Because then I think I'll see a big. I was happy with how I performed, but I think I'll see a big difference in myself this time because. Going back to the wrestling again, it'd be a lot, not easier, but a lot.
Yeah. That's what happened. Well, we both weighed in at the same weight. It was fought at 70 kilos, but there was the first kid I fought was massive.
I remember I was there.
Yeah.
He wasn't, when he walked out, I thought, is it catch weight or something like that? I thought, what's going on?
We went in to warm up, and there was two lads in the cage, and Proctor said he was like, that's the kid you're fighting. I went, fuck off. He's your fucking size.
He was massive.
He was massive. So he must have literally cut hard to make the weight.
You controlled in the full thing as well, really, on the floor, didn't you?
But on the floor, he would hit hard.
Yeah, I remember the first 10 seconds you got caught with a couple of punches, and I thought,
I was just like, right, fuck this.
Yeah. Well, I remember Sam actually seeing it, because obviously we're all in the fucking social media game. I was looking at some comments, and some of them are like, "Oh, it was a boring fight. Why didn't he stand and have a fucking fight with him?" I'm like,
it's
I'm
MMA,
not
not
standing
boxing.
punching with someone who's a fucking
stone heavier. Because
that was the only way he was going to win, really.
Like a puncher's chance.
Yeah.
Because I'd have backed myself with the training I've done, and obviously with Alice being my coach.
Yeah.
I'd have backed myself. There was not one thought in my head that he's going to win, but the only thought I possibly would have is he's got a puncher's chance. If he had won it, you never know. Someone's a stone heavy, didn't
Well, that's why MMA is so exciting, because it's unpredictable as fuck. Someone who's better than somebody else can get fucking spot.
Look at that at the weekend.
A tiny mistake.
Did you watch the UFC at the weekend Fight Island? That Jai Herbert made his debut. I thought he won the first 2 rounds. He controlled the first 2 rounds, and he got caught with a massive punch in the third, knocked him spark out.
Really?
Yeah. And I was thinking, I thought, that's so unlucky, because the fight was won. He was winning the third round as well, and he got caught with one punch, and I thought, well, that's
MMA.
Exactly that.
That's what makes it so exciting.
That's what when all my friends, they don't jippers for it, but they're like, oh, you're not going to do some fucking stand up, and I'm like, I want to go into a fight and win a fight with the least damage to me possible.
Do you not think though that a lot of the people that say that are people who don't really understand or
people
never been in there,
never been in there,
never even fought boxing.
Never
even fought boxing.
They've got the most to say, but they've never done.
I do it all the time.
Always. I think that's in general as well, though, isn't it? Like in the sense of TV and everything.
Absolutely.
I've never been on TV, but I would imagine people who have been in the limelight understand the nerves and everything, and would less like to give you shit, but it tends to be all the people who have never touched or.
I also think sometimes it boils down to a bit of jealousy as well, because like for instance, if you're happy with it, and this is what I always stand by, and I always say to the lads, is if you're happy within yourself, I'm not going to sit there and slate you or you on life. I'm quite content with my own life. I don't need it, because I think people do it. You try and bring somebody down to make yourself feel better about yourself.
That's exactly why I do it.
That's the only thing that can put it down.
And that's exactly why I do. I had another jump comment this morning. I've got this clip. Have you seen clip video? I've got this clip video. It's had 5.7 million views.
I've seen it. Yeah, I have seen it. Yeah.
So there's another comment this morning that just said jump. And I just replied with, I hope you're okay, mate.
Yeah.
Because you've got to be fucked up. You've got to be
that.
You have to.
Yeah, absolutely.
To say something like that, you've got to be low yourself.
There's a difference between thinking it and doing it.
I know.
So people, like, there'll be loads of people who are thinking it, but they don't mean it. But when you take time out of your day to type it and send it to somebody.
But I always think, like, how does that cross your mind to be able to think, to say that, or to even... Have you got nothing better to do?
Yeah,
no.
exactly.
Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like...
There is nothing else better
it's the 100 fucks situation.
The 100 fucks, they're not spent... So I have this opinion that I think, imagine if you had 100 fucks a day to give, right? These people have got nothing else to give a fuck about, nothing else to invest their fucks in. than to give other people shit online.
It's weird though, isn't it?
It
Well,
is.
mate, I posted yesterday, right? I made this little post on Facebook. It fucking blew up. I basically just said, you know when people say that when I talk about politics and they say the left, all I posted was that confession. I've got no idea what the fuck that means. Next thing you know,
Everyone's
it fucking blew up on my Facebook. Everyone fighting with each other. I just fucking sat back. It was like a let off a fucking stink bomb and everyone was fucking sniffing it.
Getting right involved.
Oh, mate, honestly, it was fucking unbelievable. So let's move on to this subject because I think it's an important subject. Let's go back a little bit first, though.
Yeah.
How the fuck did you end up on TV? Doing that whole thing?
You tell me. You tell me. I'd never even
What were you on first?
What did I do first? Love Island.
Love Island.
Was there
first.
nothing before that?
Nothing at all. It's
So you
so
had
weird
no
the way.
TV experience?
Nothing at all. I never even thought. I used to watch TV and think like, well, that's
When were
mad.
you on there?
2017 was it?
2017.
I think so. I might have got that wrong. Someone correct me if I have. I might have done. But yeah, so I remember. So by trade, I'm a rigger.
Yeah.
Used to work obviously in the North East, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Done. People think you've never worked a day in your life. I've done I've
I've
done an apprenticeship. It was £100 a fucking week.
What's
Did
it,
you?
Oh,
what's it like, that type of, like that?
I enjoyed it. You know what I'm like.
Did you?
I
Did
enjoyed
you?
the crack. I didn't
Did
enjoy
you?
getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning, but I enjoyed the crack. Like going on to work, it was pissing down rain. I thought, God,
Where
this
did
is.
you work like?
It's
Borough?
called like Billingham,
Aye.
which is near Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
But there's loads of different sites in the North East and stuff. But anyway, I remember I used to get up at work 6 o'clock every day. I used to work 12-hour shifts, so like getting to work at 7 till 7. Time I got home 8 o'clock. Time I got some tea. 8:30, go to sleep, back at work. There's no fucking life to live.
Yeah.
And I always thought myself, I got qualified because I like having something to aim for. It sort of keeps me, not saying as such, but it keeps me ticking over. So obviously I started as an apprentice, wanted to get to NVQ level 3 rigger, which I got to by 20, I think it was. And then I found out you could have paid for a course on it in a couple of weeks, but there we go, yeah.
Did you just go like once a week or something to college? Did you do that?
Yeah, you don't know. It was,
That's what
I
did,
went to a
day
college
release.
and then you get experience on site, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I got qualified by 20 and I thought, right, brilliant. Earning a decent wage for my age. And I was just a bit like, well, where do I go now? What do I do? And I was a bit, if I'm honest with you, I was a bit bored in life. I was a bit like at a standstill where I was like, I'm qualified. I'm not really going to
That
move.
could be you for the rest of your life.
Exactly that. I thought, I'm not going to move up the ladder anytime soon. So I thought, well, what have I got? So I thought, fuck it, I'm going to move to Australia.
Was that the thing?
I'm very much a traveller and I always chase the sun. I love going on holiday, well, as you probably know.
Yeah.
And then I've always wanted to be abroad and just live that different type of lifestyle. Because you don't think England's a bit fast-paced. You wake up, you're at work, and that's sort of that where... When you go abroad to Australia, to
Imagine
Spain,
how fast-paced it is here working for me, Mark.
Oh,
Imagine this poor
imagine.
cunt.
So you got your imprint's in there. Look, you moved. And I just thought I'm going to move over there. So I got a visa sorted. I got family over there. So I was meant to move to Perth. Got a job sorted. Booked my flight. I was meant to move December the 28th. Remember it like it was yesterday. And then I remember funny story actually. So I thought I'm fucking bored.
Love Island would only been like 2
Just
years in there. Because Chris is coming in later. He was at 2015 he was on.
So he must have been either the year or the 2 years before. I think he was the first one actually. I was the
must have
third. And then I seen an advert on Facebook. Love Island, apply for it. And it was about 4 weeks, I'm not kidding you, before the show started.
Yeah.
And I looked and I clicked.
Did you have a bird at the time or not?
I just split up with her.
Had you?
You're at that stage where you're still half seeing, slash fully seeing. But
so
no.
she turned up, she was like a friend with benefits.
Apparently she was moving to Australia with me. I thought, are you going by yourself?
Oh,
no,
shit.
It wasn't as bad as that, but it was a messy breakup. And I just thought, fuck it, I thought, I'm just going to apply for this. But I took the piss on my application.
Really?
So they said, tell me a couple of funny stories, which I can't really say on here. So I did tell.
Mate, it's a Paul Mort Talks Shit. You can say anything you want.
No, I probably
I think that's all the games he doesn't want to
Yeah. Probably for my own benefit, I don't say on here.
Can you not, or should you not?
I probably should not, yeah. So I told a couple of stories anyway, took the piss on the application, and halfway through, well, I say the application was long, and on the last couple of pages, my phone crashed, and I thought, fuck that. I thought, if it's gone, it's gone. Yeah. Went to the pub, had a couple of pints, watched the match. Got back, completely forgot about this application, went on my phone, and my phone loaded up and it was on there. I thought, oh, fucking, I'll complete it. Yeah. So I feel like it's a bit fate, do you know what I mean? What's the chances of that?
Yeah.
Completed it anyway. Next day, I finished work, I had a missed call. I thought, who's that? Rang it back. Anyway, it was someone from ITV.
Really?
I went, what you ringing for? She's like, are you taking the piss? I was like, oh, I'm only messing. I thought, I didn't have a fucking clue what she was ringing for. I forgot. Anyway, she was like, we like your application, blah, blah, blah. So you'd done a phone interview. I didn't know at the time, but it was a phone interview. Anyway, past that, she went, listen, obviously it's starting in 5 weeks or whatever. You need to come to Liverpool on Saturday. This was the Friday. Yeah. I was like, right, I said, I'll see you then. Anyway, come to Liverpool Saturday. Went in the thing. It was a bit like this, the setup, sat there, big camera in my face. Someone sat there. He said, right. I said, right, is this the hot seat then? He looked at me. He must have thought, who's this fucking idiot? I get that impression a lot, you know, when people meet.
People thinking that now?
Yeah.
Do you know what you feel? I get it as well.
Yeah, I don't know why people get the impression, but they do. And anyway, I had a bit of crack, and he said, right, he said, brilliant. He said, we'll be in touch. So I thought, I must have passed that if they're going to be in touch.
Yeah.
By the time I got to my car out the car park, they said, come to London next weekend. I thought, this is all going a bit fast. Anyway, went to London, met all these top, like, executive people, which is quite surreal, because I'd never been to fucking London before this.
Yeah.
Just
Really?
Never. I've never really left the North
Never
East.
been to London.
Yeah.
I've been to Essex.
You have been to London?
I haven't.
We went to
Went
spoken Expert Empires at Wembley.
We were in and out.
In and out, aye.
We went to
In and
a
out.
hotel and then back.
Was that it?
Right, aye.
Well, I'd never been, so I turned up at these ITV studios, and when I'm walking in, I'd seen, like, I think it was Matthew Upson who used to play for West Ham, so I'm going, God, there's him, and there's him, and there's him, like, unaware that this is going to be me soon.
Yeah.
Anyway, I done the interview thing there, they went, right, we'll be in touch. But they said to me, if we don't get in touch with you, you've not got it. If we ring you, you've got it.
Yeah.
So I was a bit, you're not 100% sure what's
yeah.
going on, and there's about 3 weeks till the programme starting. Anyway, I was sat at my mum. I lived at my mum and dad's house. So I got a phone call Tuesday night off Lewis, the executive, and he said, right, he said, are you sat down? I said, no. He said, well, sit down. He said, right, you're going on. He said, you're flying out next week. He said, your life's about to change.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to take it. I was just a bit like,
Was it really as popular as it is now then, or was it?
I'll be like,
It was just coming. It was like
the third series, our series, I still stand by it. It's the biggest one ever.
Yeah, is it?
There's been bigger views after, but that's when it properly
that's when it
popped
like
off.
flew off.
Absolutely
Is it?
popped off.
I don't watch it. Like I've never watched it, but
I haven't seen a full episode.
Do you want to watch one now?
I've seen a clip of you where you've got that baby.
The baby.
Fuck me, Sam.
We did a baby challenge.
What did you have to do?
Didn't
Look after a
stop,
baby?
You didn't stop fucking crying.
Oh, mate.
So I just
That's
said,
the real world.
I said, listen, I said, dunk it. That went viral, but I didn't mean any harm. I just wanted to dunk it just to make her stop crying. But I got shouted at a couple of times because it was dinner. And obviously, everyone's playing mum and dad's as such, but it's not a fucking real baby. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I left it in the kitchen drawer while I'm eating. Well, apparently you can't do that. Apparently you can't do it, but anyway, you live and learn. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, but that was the whole story of getting onto it. And I remember you just don't know what's to come.
Yeah.
I always remember getting out first. I got voted out after 4 weeks, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I flew back to London. So I'm in whatever airport it is in Mallorca.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding you. I walk in the airport. This is a true story. Me and Chloe Crowhurst, who I left with, everybody swarmed round us, like everybody. And over the tannoy, they got security over the tannoy to...
Shit,
to
really?
like,
and were you not expecting that?
And I was just studying. I was like...
I'm just me.
And I was just thinking, what do all these want to look at me for? Like, do you know what I mean? I'm just like a normal lad.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what on earth is this? And you land in London, there's like paps and that waiting at the airport.
Really?
And it's just you go from like zero to 100 and you're just like, what on earth is this? I mean, obviously, you'd adapt to it.
Yeah.
So now it's a bit, obviously it's not as hectic now because you've not been on it for however many years.
Yeah.
At the time, you're just like, God, what is this? But you don't really know how to deal with it, if that makes sense. I think that's why some people struggle as well, because...
There's a story I want to hear. I don't know where I've heard it.
Oh, God, I don't know what this is
The
gonna
one
be.
in DC10, where is it you and some kid, what?
Mike?
Well, you
Big and
both,
Mike?
but you weren't allowed to tell each other.
Oh, my God, yeah. So we
What's DC10?
in a club in Ibiza.
All right.
Yeah, so...
That's how old I am.
Yeah, so it's a club in Ibiza, and it was about 4 in the morning, probably later. And I bumped into this lad nudged me. I looked, I was like, cap on, sunglasses on, blah, blah, blah. I said, all right, mate. And I thought, fucking hell, it's Mike Talasitis, bless him. I said, what's happening? He's like, yeah, what's happening, mate? And we stood having a bit of crack just like this. In about an hour before I seen him, I'd had a phone call, I don't know what the fuck I answered it, in DC10 off Lewis, the executive, saying, listen, there's a chance you're going to come back on. We need you to fly back out of Mallorca tomorrow. There's going to be a public vote. And me, being daft and fucking mortal drunk, said, I'm not coming back out. I said, I'm in a beef. He said, no, Sam, you're coming back out.
Yeah.
I said, right. I said, leave it with me. He said, there's a public vote between you and some other random person. I said, well, listen, I'm not coming out unless I know I'm going back on. He said, I can't guarantee it because it's a public vote, but he said, come out. Yeah. So I read between the lines and I thought, I'm going back on. Do you know what I mean? So instead of me being me, instead of going home and being sensible, I thought, fuck it, I'll celebrate. So I'm in DC10, 5 o'clock in the morning. Mike bumps into me. And I didn't know at this point, he'd had the same phone call as me.
Oh, really?
But from me, we were talking, and I'm lying because I'm not a good liar, but I'm lying.
Was he on a different series, like?
No, same series, but we got voted out at different points,
Right, okay.
and we were both going to go back in together.
Yeah.
We
Right.
didn't know this,
Yeah.
and I'm talking to him, and I can't keep a secret. I'm dying to tell him.
I'm terrible,
And
man.
I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking,
mate, honestly,
keep
the Tyson deal, they were like, Yeah, we'll do it, but you can't tell anyone.
So hard.
I fucking told everyone.
Yeah, you can't not.
I told everyone. I've got another thing that I'm dying to tell people, and I told you about it before. I can't even tell anyone else about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I already have told, but only about 200 people.
Yeah. So anyway, if anyone wants to know the exclusive, what's happening? So obviously I'm not telling him this thing, and then anyway, the next morning I wake up, phone goes at like 9 in the morning, and I'm thinking, what the fuck's this, 9 in the morning? I've only been to bed 2 hours.
Yeah.
Have you got your flight? Oh, my fuck. I was like, what flight? He's like, you're kidding me? He said, you're coming back today anyway. Got on my flight, turned up there. I was absolutely fucked. I had no clothes. Got there, and he's like, right, we're in this booth, and you're doing like voiceovers, it's called. So in case you get voted back on, because it wasn't a guarantee at this point. So I do a voiceover, I swipe the next way. There's Mike. I said, there's Mike on the screen. And they're like, you need this big commotion. And I thought, I must not have meant to see that. And I got outside, I said, is Mike coming back on?
Aye.
And they're like, no. I said, you can't lie to me. He said, well, yeah. He said, don't tell no one, blah, blah. And they weren't really telling us properly anyway. Yeah. I got put in this room, and I didn't know I was going back on. I went, walk through that door. Yeah. I walked through the door, and I was back in the fucking villa. It was like, honestly,
really?
It was like the Crystal Maze.
Well, you didn't know it was in the villa?
And I was like, I just walked, and I like a fucking idiot. I walked in, I was like, way! And everyone was like,
well, they didn't even tell you?
No, I didn't have a clue in it. I was back in, me and Mike walked back in, and then that was it, yeah.
Shit.
That helped, that. Because when I left the first time, I had 250,000 followers on Instagram. Wasn't really bothered at the time by that.
Yeah.
Went back on, and I think I went up to like 700k in the first
That's mad. I
week.
didn't even have Instagram. I only got Instagram like last year or something.
Did you? Where have you been?
Under that rock.
I'm nearly 40, man. I was still on fucking MySpace.
MSN.
ASL. Age, sex, location. That's still on fucking Bebo. So how did when you got out of there? This is the thing that I've been interested in. Like, how were people reacting to you both offline and online? Oh, yes. Like people who you already knew. Was that a bit? Were people giving you shit in your town? Because I know Sophie Kasai from here. When she was first on Geordie Shore, she was like in the paper and people were giving her shit. Yeah,
it's quite strange. Like, but I think it's anywhere, no matter where
local
you're from,
people especially
can be jealous.
Yeah.
Not everybody, but some. Because I've still got all the lads who I'm mates with there. Yeah. From Middlesbrough. But then obviously I moved to Newcastle because I got offered Geordie, I think 4 weeks after. But if I ever get abuse online or whatever, or if everyone tries to say anything, it seems to be younger people from Middlesbrough.
Is it?
Maybe it's like 18-year-old lads, 19-year-old. I don't know why, because it's a bit like...
Just jealousy, as you say?
Maybe, but I'm a nice person. I'm not really... Yeah. Do you know, I get on with that.
Yeah. So do you never go back to them?
Yeah, I'd
never give them anything back?
No, because I think that's what they want. Yeah. It's only very rare that I'd bite. If something really touched a nerve, I'd be like, right. But very rare, because obviously that's what... They're doing it for a reason. They're trying to get someone out of you. Do you know what I mean? And
how many fights have you been offered out on?
God, unbelievable.
I could imagine as soon as you say...
Are you getting DMs and that as well?
Yeah, I had one the other day. I've just bought another house in Ingleby Bar, which I rent out, and someone said, don't dare come down this street, otherwise I'll have it with you.
Really?
And I'm like, what? It's a fake account, but I'm just a bit like...
Yeah.
But then I was in a restaurant, I was having a steak in a restaurant. Someone come over and said, can I get a photo? This happens all the time. This can't fucking stand it. Can I get a photo with you?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, of course. But he's video and he's like, hey, daft bastard. And I'm thinking, your mates can't think that's funny when they see that. And I just look at him and I'm like, mate, I'm eating my dinner. Just, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then he runs off laughing. I was just thinking, if that's what makes you happy, it's up to you, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like,
I love that, mate, because again, I think there's the whole social media thing. It's easy for people to give shit, and a lot of people can't deal with it like that.
Do you know what I think what should happen? I've said this for ages now. I think when you sign up to social media, whether it be Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, you should have to put
MySpace as well.
You should have to put in your passport number. Yeah. So if when you create a, let's say an Instagram account, you put your details,
and that's it. That's all the
Sam
extra.
Gowland, blah blah blah. I can put it if you want to put it in any name. That's up to you.
Yeah.
Don't think it should be allowed, but if you want to put in a name, but you have to put as a form of ID your passport number. So if you give people shit and you get reported, Instagram can then track the passport number to find out the person is, because you see racism, you see people with death threats.
Death threats, me, I've had too.
Yeah, and you see everything like that, and let's be honest, nothing gets done because you can't track who it is.
No, they can't.
And I don't understand in 2020 how we can not, on any type of social media platforms, not have something like that.
I mean, I think if they really wanted to, they could, but I think that people could make it way easier for themselves by doing that. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Way easier for them. So, for example, you couldn't have one account closed down, and then, because you think about it, you can get your account shut down for giving people hate. Yeah. But then you can just open another one.
Open another one, yeah.
But you couldn't do that with a passport number.
Exactly that. Yeah. I don't know how it's not being done.
Well, that's probably something to do with not everyone will have a passport.
And people won't want
a lot of American people never leave America.
All that kind of shit.
Strange, isn't it?
It is strange.
It's strange.
It is strange. But what I was saying was, I think a lot of people can't aren't able to handle it like you?
Yeah, you have to be mentally strong, 110%. Because I think
I think sometimes it could just be being laid back and being like, maybe it's not about being strong. Maybe it's about being, do you know what? Well, the fucking kind of do it anyway, so they may as well do it to me.
Well, people have got the misconception. I've had this a few times where someone said he doesn't deserve the shit he's getting, and then people are like, well, he signed up for it. Well, not really. I've not signed up to go and tell you to get shit. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's a bit strange. So you can either, if someone says something to me, take it with a pinch of salt, I'm not bothered. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But if someone says something to another person, I know that it can be quite...
Yeah, they don't take it the same way.
People can take it in different ways, yeah.
And that's what people just think, they expect everyone, because they're on TV, they can
absolutely,
handle it.
It's not the case.
Do you get any training in that or not?
Any what?
Any training? Is there like any support from the shows or anything like that?
Minimal.
Yeah. But you give, is it more like how to deal with the press kind of thing that you get or not?
You know what, I want to talk about this actually. So without naming any names, obviously I've done a few shows. Now, one of the shows that I used to do, once I left / half not asked to go back.
Yeah.
Whichever way you want to look at it. They sort of just, because of what had happened with the previous someone, it's where your face fits. Let's be honest. Whoever makes the most money, it's where your face fits.
Yeah.
I got sort of, they were like, right, thank you very much for what you've done. See you later. And since that day, I've not heard anything from them. Whether I'm okay, whether I've got money, whether, because I could be on the absolute bones of my ass and I could not have any type of work from it and I could not know where to go. Not heard a single thing.
Because that could actually happen, couldn't it? Like you could come off TV, people are like, maybe you do something fucking stupid. Maybe you make a mistake.
People do.
And then you can't get a job.
Yeah. And
so you kind of, everyone that I know that's been on any kind of show like that, I wouldn't say they're unemployable, but you kind of got to do your own thing, haven't you?
You know, the way I see it, you're not, so for some people, you're not famous enough to have made it in life, and you're too famous to go back to a normal job as such. And that's the middle ground, and that's where you're a bit like, well, where do I go now? And I can completely understand how some people maybe go off the rails or such, because where do you go if you're a bit, for instance, I know this might sound a bit whatever the word is, but like, if it all ended for me today, I couldn't face going back to the job I used to do. Although I used to love the job I used to do, imagine the shit I'd get. And
you get. I used to love
anyway. I used to love the job, but you'd get you failed in life. And I put a lot of pressure on myself to sort of not make it as such, but make myself like financially stable where I don't ever have to hopefully go back to that. And sometimes that pressure, it's a bit like you get a bit on top of yourself because you think, fuck me, I just need to chill out for a little bit and enjoy. Because I don't really enjoy it as much as what I should, because I'm always thinking about, I'm a bit of a worry and I'm like, what happens next? I've always been like that.
I don't know if that's a bad thing though, mate. Maybe
that's
not.
Just you being,
maybe it's ambition, maybe it's purpose, maybe it's goals and targets, because I think that, and I spoke to Tyson Fury about this, like when you stop setting goals and challenges for yourself, that's when you kind of just go around in circles.
Absolutely. You've got nothing to strive for.
Nah.
But going back to what we were saying about the support and stuff, so there is another show that I've done, they give a lot of support, to be fair. They've had a few phone calls and so. I mean, let's be honest, you can't expect someone to be ringing every week.
No.
You have to
it's not babysitting.
Yeah, you have to be realistic about the situation. And to be fair, all the channels that I've worked for have always said, if you need us, there's a number, you can ring. But sometimes people can be maybe embarrassed or...
Oh, mate, 100%.
Yeah.
So most blokes won't say anything about mental health.
But I tell you what, I do remember once again, without not naming names, we finished filming a show.
I think we should just start fucking naming names.
Oh, just fucking nah.
Listen, actually, don't, in case we ever need anyone from that show to come on here.
I wish I could. I wish, because people knew half the story. Only half the story gets portrayed, and I'm quite private, so I wouldn't portray what actually went on. Because I think it's a private story. But I remember we'd finished filming a show, and we were doing press. So before you do press, you get all pulled into a room, similar like this, and they say, right, they're going to ask you questions on this, this, and this. And they basically not prep you out or answer, because you sort of know our answer, but they prep you on what not to say as such. I always remember going in, and they said to us, if they ask you about any type of mental health or anything, he said, just tell them we're always there for you and we ring you all the time. And I remember saying, so you want me to lie? And then they were like, no, well,
we are there.
And I was just thinking, you're only covering your own backs. And that changed something in me, because once that had happened, I thought, they don't give two fucks about me. And I thought, because if they, do you know what I mean? And then my point was proven after all this certain shit went on. Not one phone call, not one message, nothing to see how I'm doing, if I'm okay for work, if I've got money to pay my bills. And you'd think, although it's give and take, I've helped them out with their show. They've also helped me out with a platform.
Yeah.
So it is a bit of give and take. It's see from both points of view. But then after all that's finished, then what?
But they have a kind of responsibility.
You would have thought
to a degree.
Yeah.
I don't expect it to ring me every week.
Yeah.
But you'd think maybe it's one phone call because I feel as though it was wrong what they'd done.
Yeah.
They'll maybe have a different opinion of it, but it's, as I say, it's where your face fits sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe it's just one phone call would have been nice to see, like, are you okay, if that makes sense? Because what would they do as such if I wasn't okay, I had no work, I had no money, I hadn't got anything, and then something could have happened to me. Yeah. Because you see it in reality TV now, it's happened quite a few times now. And if something, and then after that, I don't know, but that's,
you know what's funny. You know what I think is funny? Like, a lot of people are like you get a lot of criticism of reality TV stars, but you also got to think that a lot of these people that are criticising couldn't fucking do it.
No,
it does take a lot to
couldn't
do
handle it.
Yeah, it does. I mean,
like, you're saying, do you have cameras on you 24/7?
24/7. Yeah.
See, that's hard fucking work. That
it takes a bit to get out of it because when you're filming something, you have to ask to go to the toilet.
Really.
It's not like school, but you have to, because you could be filming something or you could be, and then you get set times for when you're eating your dinner, or you get set times for whatever else, and it's a bit like...
Because another need to film that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But you understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, but you are getting, not controlled in a bad way, but you're getting controlled to an extent.
Yes.
So when you get out of it, you're like...
So it is an actual job, you're not just...
Oh, mate, absolutely. And the thing is, right, I treat it as a job.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's probably a good thing. I was myself on it, but I knew this is work. So when I went in there, I mean, Love Island was a bit different because I didn't know what to expect when I was in there. I was just like, this is like, I'm getting paid to be an older. Do you know what I mean? I was like, this is amazing. But the rest of it, I was like, well,
could you just leave the villa in Love Island?
No, we got to leave once. No one knows that, I don't think. We got to leave once and we got took to the beach.
Yeah.
Because we'd not heard music and we'd not been out the villa in 3 weeks.
Oh, shit. I was doing music.
I was like more fad. I was doing laps at the fucking beach. I was like, this is amazing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'd not heard
music.
So the first song I ever heard, Kem got to choose the first song and he put Red Hot Chili Peppers, Can't Stop. Was the first song he chose, and when I heard it, I was like, "This is just amazing." The littlest thing, littlest thing.
Wow, that's mad.
It was good, yeah.
I think music's a big thing for a lot of people. Like,
huge. I think you need it.
Yeah,
I was talking about this the other week. I think
we have it on all the time when we're in bad moods and that.
Jeez, you're up to such, isn't it?
How good's Head and Heart by Joel Corey at the minute?
Yeah,
Shout out fucking Joel Corey.
When you coming on, bro? Sam probably knows him.
Yeah, I'll text him after this.
Funny enough, I was going to ask that actually when you were talking about support and that, and I was saying a lot of people couldn't handle that. A lot of people wouldn't be able to handle the abuse that they got. They couldn't handle the cameras on them 24/7. But do you stay in touch with people that you've been on shows with, or checking on each other on that?
Funnily enough, yeah. So I'm good mates. Johnny Mitchell, who now lives in Bali.
Right.
Me and him, because we done Love Island together.
In where?
He lives in Bali.
Oh, really?
Oh, he's absolutely caked.
Is he?
I'd love to be a pound behind him, yeah. Absolutely caked, yeah. But he lives the life anyway.
He's a business fella, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got his head really screwed on. And me and him are in contact every week.
Yeah.
There's a few Chris Hughes. I talk to Chris Hughes a lot as well. Then obviously I play football with Dom Lever. I speak to Kem a lot.
Yeah.
Olivia Atwood, still speak to Olivia. She's sound.
Yeah.
So there's still quite a few of them.
Yeah.
There's a few I don't speak to. That's why I'm laughing now at the thought of it. No, but there's a few who you do. But what does happen when you do it?
Yeah.
People sort of, it's wrong probably, but people think they know the place. So however well you do, not everybody, but some people change to an extent and think, well, maybe he's a bit too good to talk to them.
Like
a little bit, but I'm just like, listen, we're all the fucking same. Do you know what I mean? And it is what it is, whether I'm doing reality TV, whether I'm in Tesco, whether I'm in a fucking warehouse. It doesn't really make a fucking difference to me. Do you know what I mean? If someone's sound, I'm going to get on with them.
Yeah.
That's what I'm totally used to.
We'll give you 6 hard rounds if
you don't.
6 hard rounds. Well, Mac might give you 6 hard rounds. I'll just fucking lie on you for 6 rounds. I love it. So what do you do now then?
Do you know what? This is what people have got, or maybe don't understand. I'm really in my business. Yeah. Really, really into it. Yeah. And I'm quite glad you asked that because people don't fully understand. People just think he gets pissed on TV. Yeah. Couldn't be further away from the truth. If people knew the money you got on TV, it's not great. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, it gives you a platform to do something. Yeah. And that's what it does. But you either do something with your platform or you don't. Yeah. And I'd say, touch wood, I've been fortunate enough to be able to use my platform to something I've always wanted to do, where I've got now multiple properties, which obviously I've bought, now rent out. That's sort of.
I mean, what I think you've got to understand is that's not because you went on reality TV.
People think it is, but no, it's not.
It's not because you went on reality TV. It's because you've been smart with your money.
Absolutely, yeah.
You put your money away. You've worked hard while you're on there.
People
You've got
think
a platform. You've still got to go and do the business at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've done that. Then I've obviously got my sunglasses range, SG Apparel. Got a clothing range, Marvotti. Then I've got other bits and bobs, like different businesses and stuff which I'm private in. Yeah. But it's sort of worked out for the best. I've always had that ideas to do stuff, but I've never had the money to be able to do it. And as daft as it sounds, when people say money turns into money, it is a little bit correct because it opens up different doors and you can put money in certain other stuff and then that brings a new door and that's how it's gone from there.
Everyone, if you're smart with it though. Yeah. Like a lot of people have made money and fucking blown it on shit.
I know a lot of people who've made a hell of a lot of money, more than me.
Yeah.
And they've blew the fucking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can probably guess who I'm on about there.
And they can keep up that, because they kind of just keep up that fucking party lifestyle when they're not.
You'd have to be a bit in between. I always think, and I don't know if it's a bit boring, but I could have got my head screwed on. I think if I graft in my 20s, I'm going to reap the rewards for the rest of my life. So when as I said to you before, I want to move to Australia, which I'm hoping to do early next year, February, March time. Yeah. Once I do that, I don't want to work again.
Yeah.
I just want to sit, lay on the beach, have a few beers, and that
You'll not be able to do
Australian
that.
dream.
He'll not be able to do that, will he?
Fucking, you know what I'm
like. You can tell he'll not be able to just sit there.
I can't switch off.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's killing me. My phone's right over there. I'm dying to look at it.
It's went off twice. That might be mine.
Yeah, I know. I think you've got the same type of strive. Maybe it's you, Mac, as well, where you're constantly ticking over.
He's a young hustler, man.
I know. Fucking. But I think it's people like, oh, you're greedy, but it's not greedy. It's just something I enjoy.
Yeah.
Some people enjoy doing nothing and sponging.
Yeah.
I enjoy going out and doing a bit.
I could never do that. I can't switch off. Like, you taught me this actually. I used to, I've always
and relax.
I've always been a big gamer.
Yeah.
And
what, like your PlayStation? Or
PlayStation, computer, the lot, like big gamer.
Yeah.
And I always thought, I always used to think as me, playing games was bad because I wasn't doing something productive.
Mate, everyone that we've had on the show.
I'm a bit like that.
Everyone that I've had on the show so far, right, is with a creative. So you would be someone I would call creative. Once you're in business, you have a creative intellect, right? So then you try and switch off, and you can't.
Yeah, even when I go to bed.
You got to think about as well, right? Your brain, it's essentially a problem-solving tool. So if you're not solving problems, and again, we said this to Tyson Fury, you're going to make them up.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that have creative, like, are gamers as well.
So you know what I do? I don't know if you do this. Even though I'm doing okay now, I still stress about what happens if it finishes tomorrow. And I probably shouldn't because...
I mean, you've got to have somewhere to spend your fucks. If you've got 100 fucks, if you weren't doing that, you'd be giving someone shit on Instagram.
You're fucking right, I know.
You would be.
You know
that's what I mean?
I'm going to change my fucks when I get out of here. I'm going to give you all sorts of abuse.
Fucking bring it on. I've had it all. I've had it all,
I used to be like that, though, in the sense of that I used to get stressed over stuff.
Little things,
yeah. But then when I think back at it, it's like, if I didn't stress over them, then they wouldn't get done.
Absolutely,
so it's almost like an inner sense.
Strives you to do it.
It keeps bringing us back to the main
going back
goal.
to what you were saying there about the PlayStation thing. So I'm a little bit like that. So I used to, not so much now, because I used to work 6 or 7 days a week, like 12 hours.
Yeah.
When I didn't, because I technically don't have your typical 9-to-5 job now. Yeah. So on a Monday morning when I woke up...
you work more hours?
I actually do, yeah.
You end up working more hours
as such.
But it just doesn't feel like...
It
doesn't feel like you clock in and clock out.
Exactly that. So I don't know if anybody else is either self-employed or whatever, they feel like this.
Yeah.
Or they work from home. So I remember Monday morning I got up and I used to not feel worthless, but I'd be like, what is my purpose in life?
Yeah.
Because I've been that used to going to work and I used to sit and play PlayStation, I'd be playing FIFA, I'd been on it for 2 hours.
Feel guilty.
And I'd be like, what am I doing? And when I was with my ex, she used to come home and she'd be like, you've been on that all day. And she used to make me feel like bad about it. And then I look now and I think, if I want to play PlayStation, I will. Because
that's it.
I work in for instance, Sunday night, people are chilling. On Sunday night, I'm on a laptop doing something.
Yeah.
So if I want to chill on a Monday, I will. Like, once I've done this today, I'm doing absolutely fucking nothing. Alex Enlund, if you're watching this, I was meant to trade tonight, but I'm cancelling.
well, no, that was me. I'd play and then I'd feel guilty and then I'd come off it and try and chill out, like go lie in bed, watch TV.
You can't, can you?
But
you got a creative intellect, you can't do that.
I need to be playing games, doing something.
Solving. All you're doing is when you're playing games, you're solving problems.
Do you know what I do? How I deal with it? I go for a drive. I get in my car and I go for a drive down the coast. Yeah. And I think about what I've achieved in life and what else I want to achieve and where I've come from.
Yeah.
And then that puts me in a good mood as such. So when I get back, I feel really positive. I'm like, you know what? I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Because people think they've got, again, another misconception about reality TV. Everyone thinks we need to be like them. And it's not the case, because I know a lot of people who've done reality TV who've got nothing.
Yeah.
But they portray like they do.
Yes.
And I think if you...
Champagne lifestyle on a lemonade budget, we call that.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And people have got that, like, the misconception of that. So I try and keep it as real as possible, as that makes sense.
Yes.
And sometimes I get a bit of shit for that. So the other day, obviously, I bought another house, which I'm renting out. So I'm proud of that, being able to do that at my age. So I put that on my social media, which, again, is my social media. And people are commenting saying,
showing off.
Yeah, and I'm not...
Do you know what's interesting, mate? I got this at the weekend as well. And do you know, if it was called something, do you know you have fat shaming and shit like that? You're almost like that. When you get shit for posting something that you're proud of, you could call that success shaming. You're trying to make me feel bad for working me fucking balls off to achieve something. I get it all the time.
Why do you think people do that? Because they want that. Because that's the only conception I can get.
When I post something that shows my growth, and when you post something that shows your growth, it makes them feel small. Because they haven't done anything. They just see that they could be doing better. And the thing is with that, mate, everyone gets that.
Yeah.
So, but there's two ways to deal with it. So and you'll get two comments. You'll get someone saying, that's inspiring as fuck.
Yeah.
And you'll get someone saying, you're a cunt.
Giving you shit, yeah.
It's the same. So they've both seen the same thing. You're doing great. And it's essentially their perception of your success that's making them feel a certain way.
You bang on with what you're saying, because I read something. It says, and I've experienced it, because I've been telling someone, like, a success that I've had with a business.
Yeah.
So, well, between us, I'll tell you, well, I'm being honest on here. So, I set a business up, me and my business partner set a business up just over a year ago now. And its first year, we turned over £1 million first year trading. Yeah. So, we were like,
shit.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm very, very proud of that. And then, once I was telling people who I thought I was mates with, because you feel that you can share that, like, that type of stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because you're proud of it.
Exactly.
That's the only reason you're doing it. People think it's bragging.
But it was the least I was
feel
doing.
Good about it?
Because I was feeling good, and I thought I want to tell people, like, because I'm happy about it. And then when I was telling people the comments and stuff, not comments, but what they were saying back, I was thinking, you're not happy for me. I was thinking, and then I read something.
It's weird, isn't it?
It makes people feel uncomfortable, because they should be, when you're on a level with somebody and you're doing the same as them, they feel comfortable around you because they feel like they're doing okay.
Yeah.
But if you start doing well and they aren't reaching the same success and starting in the same place, it makes them feel uncomfortable.
It does.
And that's
because it shows them what they're capable of, I think.
And when I've experienced that, and I was thinking, bloody hell, like, what? There's no need to. If someone else, like, I've had a lot of people come to me and said, Sam, I've done this and it's doing this, and I said, bloody hell,
I've had family members and shit. I get family members and shit, me.
Like, big and funny.
When you're gonna get a real job, I still get that now. I've been self-employed. I've been self-emploed for 19 years.
Still get when you get a real job.
When you get a real job. People still think I'm a fucking step aerobics instructor or some shit.
Are you not?
I'm on the wrong podcast. I met Mr. Motivator last year in Barcelona. That was mental. Mr. You don't know who he is, do you?
Mr. Motivator.
Do you know who he is? Either.
Mark doesn't know who he is. Do you know who this guy is? So this guy, back in the fucking 80s and 90s, he's a black guy, and he used to wear lycra and teach like aerobics on TV. And
you'll know him when you see him.
So when I was at he's got like lycra and he's got a massive cock. Right? So you can see.
Was that why you went then, was it?
Paul's the only one there.
A second I get a selfie sitting on your knee.
One-to-one classes.
We'll talk about the first thing that pops up. Yeah. And all the guys there, so it was loads of fitness influencers, right? Do you know Frankie Foster?
Yes.
I think you called you out the other
week,
did? Actually. I'm gonna get him on. We're gonna organise it.
I didn't know the lad was, and I seen this message. This is so cliche.
It was just a fun thing, wasn't it, as well, though?
Was. Is he a fitness person?
He's been on Love Island,
Can't have done very well. Never heard of him.
So what's mad, he'd be listening to this as well. So guys like that, young lads, were like, they didn't know who Mr. Motivator was, and me and my wife were proper buzzing that Mr. Motivator was there. They didn't know who he was. That's when I realised, fuck me, I am old as fuck. Nah. Fucking hell. But I've been self-employed for 19 years and people are still asking us when I'm going to fucking...
How do you take the perception of being self-employed? Do you enjoy being your own boss? Or do you sometimes...
Imagine employing me.
I wouldn't.
No.
Fucking hell.
No.
You're bad enough in the gym. And it's like looking after the kids when he comes in.
I am legit unemployable. But it's... I wouldn't know what else to do.
Well, even go back.
I would not know what else to do.
I've seen a lot of your videos now and... Everyone thinks, when you do something, everyone thinks, I can do that. You can't. I've seen some of your videos and I think, fucking hell, like, that's good, Even I get something...
Sam, do you know what it's off? It's just pure fucking practice. Like, people are like, we do shit in one take all the time. Yeah. Like, how often do I do a video and I don't need to do it again? I'm like, fucking hell, but smash that.
Yeah.
And we did, I was in London the other week with a friend of mine. And he was doing videos and that, and he had to keep stopping. And he was like, how the fuck have you done that? But he's used to doing fitness videos.
Okay, yeah.
And we're doing a business video for him. And I went on his camera and did his thing in one take, but it's just pure practice. And I suppose that's probably why you're so uncomfortable. Like, if you got another TV offer, you would take it.
It's very similar to when you get put in front of a camera and say, look down camera and speak. And the first time I was like, oh, my name is, and I forgot my fucking name. I was like, and then now you can sit here and I just, do you know what I mean?
Just practice?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
It's like
practice.
anything.
And that's what business is like, though. Business is the same. So when I'm doing deals or speaking to a company, or I'm on the phone talking to someone about selling, and Mac does this as well. Even when I'm doing things like writing emails or creating adverts, it's just fucking practice.
Do you know what
and
it
it's
is
the same
as well,
for
though?
anything?
It's not all sunshine, because I've had a lot of businesses that not worked. I've got a big platform on social media.
I've failed more times than most people have tried.
Absolutely. And then until you find the one niche in the market where you think,
That's me.
You still think you still think that could fall apart at any moment?
Absolutely. I think that now.
And that's part of the risk. People aren't willing to take the risk. But
And
that's also the fucking... You
what
think
one to
about
keep
it,
you going?
you think it's stressful, but it's also the exciting part. It's
bit-
like fighting.
Yeah.
You're stressed, but you're also fucking excited.
It's a bit like a drug. It grasps you and it brings you in, and you're just like, I want to keep. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And there's two ways to look at it. You can either look at it as stress or look at it as that fucking
finding the balance.
excitement to make sure. So when I speak on the stage, people are like, you still get nervous. And I've spoke a lot. Big fucking stages, hundreds, 1,000 people. And I still get nervous, but I'm okay with it because I'm like, the most
You
nerves.
learn to deal with it.
Well, that nerves are there. That's just to make sure that that's my body and my mind telling us to do a good job.
So you know what I do when I'm on TV?
Do a good job.
If I'm doing live TV, to the day I still hate doing live TV. So you'll probably notice a difference, for instance, now, and if I'm doing a live TV program. If I'm doing live TV, I will talk a lot more and a lot faster.
Yes.
Because I'm nervous.
Yes.
And my way with dealing with nerves is I'm louder. And I've realised that's how I deal with it, because people can either go quiet or I just talk a lot more and a lot faster.
That's what. As soon as I get on the stage, I've got to stop talking. So I say something and then I say nothing. Because the first few words, they'll either not even make sense. There'll be a word that doesn't exist. I'll just come out with a blap, blap. Do you know that blap? And then once that's gone, I just shut up for a little bit and I just look at people who were in the crowd and I'm done.
So you just start with fuck.
Honestly, I did a talk last year. It was my first, it was a big stage. It was with a guy called Tom Billy, who has a giant YouTube channel, right? Impact Theory. He's fucking incredible. And he was the keynote speaker. There's about 800 people in the room. And I said, my first few words, I went, fuck 10 times. And everyone was like that. Everyone was just mesmerized. Then I didn't say anything for ages. But once I got that out, then the loudness, the speed, and then I was all right. You kind of just got to get it out your fucking system.
I remember going back to Love Island, when I walked in the villa for the very first time. I'd never done TV before. Didn't know what I was going to see. Just
Did you have a plan when you went on, or you just kind of...
Oh, yeah, it went out the window.
Did it?
It went out the fucking window, yeah. So I walked down the stairs.
What was the prize for winning, like?
It was 50 grand.
Is it? It must be more than that now.
And,
it's
and
huge.
at the end, it's either... Have you ever watched that program, Golden Balls?
You can
or
split
steal?
it, can't you?
Yeah. I've always wanted someone just to steal, to see what happens. You know what I mean? Imagine.
So what was it? What did you have to do? So you got 50 grand to win.
50 grand. So if me and you were coupled up, whatever, me and you got the final. You know what I mean?
Excuse me? Can I just say that's not happening? I'm fucking happily married.
Is it? Oh, is it?
In fact, mate, I'm scared to try that in case I like it.
Don't knock it till you tried it, you know what I mean? Anyway, it's a story for another day. I'm only messing. So anyway, going back, when I walked on to the show, I was going to say, like, hello girls, how you doing? Introduce myself. I walked on.
Hello boys.
Hello, sailor.
That's why I went out the window. No, so I walked on and I went, hola, como te llamas?
Oh, did you?
And I just thought, what have I done? I thought, what? And everyone just
What
went.
did you get back? No hablo español.
And then I just thought to myself, what have I just
What
done?
did I just fucking say?
And hence why I can't watch any episodes back. Because I just
Really?
thought, what the fuck did I do that for? Yeah.
Have you not watched it back ever?
Not
None
one.
of it.
I watched 30 seconds and I went, hola, and I thought, turn that off.
Really?
Why? Whenever you ever speak Spanish? Everyone on there is English.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding you, they all looked at me and they went,
Who the fuck's this
and
twerp?
I just thought, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Then we had to do the bit where you said stand forward. Here's one. They said stand forward if you fancy Sam, and I thought, for fuck's sake, please, just someone. Not bothered who it is. The fucking frog in the background. Anybody just fucking... And that... It must have only been 5 seconds before someone stepped forward. That felt like 5 minutes.
Did it?
Oh.
And I was like, oh my God. Anyway, thank God 2 people stepped forward and I thought I'm the fucking boy here. I got fucking pied the left, right and centre after that.
Did you?
Yeah, it is what it is, in there.
Did you end up coupling up with anyone?
Yeah, and everybody, because I got pied that much. They call me the fucking bed up there. Yeah, fucking no action, yeah.
I love it. And what did your mum and dad think about all that, by the way?
They enjoyed it.
Did they?
I was a bit apprehensive as such because you don't know what I got a lot of shit because listen, you have to give it when I'm applying for the show. I was giving it this, giving it that. I pull all these birds. You have to say that I'm selling myself. Do you know what I mean? Acting like a bit of a knob to get on. Not like that. People.
Did you have like blonde tips or something then as well in your hair?
Probably did, yeah.
Blonde tips, like young George Michael.
I was fucking David Beckham. Fucking 2004 David Beckham. But yeah, I give it a bit, and then I was getting a bit of shit on social media, so I was a bit worried in case my family were like responding in the cause of the aggravation. But I think they were a bit, they knew up there. It is what, anyway, it settled down, and I was quite well liked. I got a quite good.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, because I was just myself.
Yeah.
I went on there and I didn't really understand how TV worked, and I just went on there and obviously I've got a bit of crack. I was being a bit funny.
And do you know what probably helped you that fucking 4 years as a rigger?
Yeah.
Probably helped you know all the crack and the shit that you get off people.
Exactly that. Working with like
bit of abuse that you get.
100%. The only thing that didn't help me, they all went and all the people on the show, they were like talking about the south of France. They were talking about like barley. Couldn't even spell the fucking thing.
You were talking about Stockton.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I said I went on Benidorm with Stag Do if that counts, and they're all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that's what people liked because they're on about fancy breakfast, a brunch. I'd never heard of brunch before. Listen, I had Weetabix on the set eat. I was fucking 21. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Still do.
Brunch, I love that.
Fucking brunch. I said,
were they from all over the UK?
Yeah, like all London and dead posh. Not me from fucking Middlesbrough. Do you know what I mean?
Shit, dude, I love it. And then, how did you get the Geordie show off? How did you get a call?
This is my business side of it.
Well, here's the thing. Sam's not even a fucking Geordie.
Well, that's exactly right. From Middlesbrough. To be honest, everyone from there's... They got a new series of Geordie Shore now. I seen the trailer for it the other day, the one I'm not on. It's gonna be shit without me.
Is this the first one without you on?
Yeah, well, let's be honest. There's no fucking... Without me included, there's no story.
How long were you on there for?
I think I've done 6 episodes or something. Six series, so isn't it?
6 series?
So that was about a year and a half.
Fucking hell.
Did you...
Hey, it's good, you know. I travelled the fucking world with it. Honestly, I love doing it. We went to Australia, hence why I want to move there.
Yeah.
And I was there for...
Aaron would have been on when you were on it.
Yeah, me and Aaron did a show together.
Did you start at the same time, you and Aaron?
Yeah, so... Aaron started before me, but my first series Aaron was on. And Mig and him got on like an absolute house on fire. Because he's a bit... Aaron knows the crack. He's a bit of a lad, whatever else. So when Mig and him are on there, we just sort of like... What are you doing with that?
Giving you some water.
I was like, you put me off there, yeah?
Sounds like a pet shop floor.
It tastes like green tea, but hey yo.
That's all right.
Yeah, so Adam was on there. But it was good. And I'd never, ever slagged the show off because it's although we didn't end on great terms, to be honest, I didn't know it was fucking ending. I got told it was ending. I was like, right, yeah. Or not told. Anyway, it was good. We travelled the world, Australia, whatever else.
What's the maddest thing you ever did? What was the thing where you're like, fucking hell, I can't believe I'm doing this?
Ran away. Yeah. All the cameras got turned off and I thought, oh, fuck this, I'm going. I was sick.
Did you?
Jumped over the fence and then fucked off.
In Newcastle?
Yeah, my boxes.
Really?
Running down either time. I got fucking bollocks for thinking about it. Running down the Time Bridge in my boxes. I'm surprised they didn't get fucking locked up. Yeah. Running away. I was mortal drunk as well.
Yeah.
And also, it's funny, you know, I'm quite fit. And they've got obviously security on there. And I looked at them, I fucking outrun you every day of the week.
Oh, did they chase you like?
Fucking right for about 20 minutes.
Oh shit, did they?
Couldn't fucking breathe. So I'm running down near the Time Bridge. And I do every one of the security, honestly, everyone. And there's one security, fucking Davies called. I won't say his second name because he doesn't want me to. Massive. And I thought I should be able to outrun him because, like, he's a bigger lad.
Where are you running to?
Fucking didn't have
How
a clue.
How are you going to get back to Borough?
I had no keys or nothing. I don't know what I was doing in my boxes. And I'm running down this bridge. I've outran all of them for 20 minutes and I can just see this shadow in the background and I'm thinking, he's getting fucking closer and closer. But because I'm looking at him, turning around because he's getting closer, but I'm laughing. And I looked at him, he's going, stop, and I'm going, fuck off. Like that, I keep running. Anyway, I stop. I get back in there, all the top people from MTV rang me. They said, you can't be doing that and whatever else. I said, record it and it made a good show, do you know what I mean? And then got a bit of shit for that. But then I thought, listen, that's what they want. They're not going to want me to sit there and just be...
Yeah, drink tea.
Exactly that, yeah. But turns out they did want me to sit there and do nothing because I got shouted at for fucking kicking off, but there we go. But it was good. I made some good memories on there. And what I wanted to do with the TV side of things as well, when I have kids, when I'm older, I can't wait to tell them all the
stories,
things that I've done. Yeah,
I bet you've got a lot of stories. You can't tell.
Some of the stuff I've done, I'd never a lot. Some of the things I'd done, I'd never have had the. Even in Australia, we went to a fucking. They brought these pythons around this house, and I'm an animal lover. Do you know what I mean? Not snakes, I'm not no more. So fucking, I've got these 2 8-foot pythons round my neck.
Yeah.
I mean, now I'm talking back. Doesn't sound the greatest idea. And they're saying, whatever you do, they said they won't bite you. So every time like we're here getting a photo, they're like, no. So then I start to panic. Yeah. And you can feel the snake go rigid. It starts like crawling around me, wrapping itself around me. And I'm just like, fucking...
Game over.
Oh, I've never experienced anything like that. Yeah. And I got chased by a huntsman spider. That I'm shit scared of spiders.
Huntsman spider?
Should have seen the size of it. Like that, honestly, yeah. And I got shouted at again for that. So the Aussie lad, who's a fucking idiot. I get on with him now. Chased with this huntsman spider, because obviously... The spiders over there to Australians must be like dogs to us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he chased me with this big spider. So I jumped the fence.
Yeah.
I'm not getting... And they're like, Sam, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you fucking think I'm doing? There's this half...
the spider?
Yeah, honestly, it was like a fucking dinosaur.
Half spider, half dog.
Honestly, it was massive. I've never seen anything fucking like it. But obviously, it got a bit hard because I was with Chloe in there.
Yeah.
Then me and her split up.
Yeah.
The pressures on there is so different. If in a normal life, we wouldn't have split up because you don't have all the outside influence. You got the papers writing stuff all the time.
You got to think about this. The papers and the TV shows, they're trying to create drama.
Absolutely,
trying to create drama.
I understand that. They're trying to tell you they're not, but listen, I'm not daft.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I remember once, here's one for you. So
you wouldn't watch it if there was no fun.
Absolutely
TV,
not.
Yeah.
It's quite funny. I had a crack with the producer about it because we're in Australia again. The girls went, the strippers, and I think they tried to get a reaction at me, but I was like, oh, two fucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was just sunbathing. I was like, this is fucking class.
Yeah.
They're like, boys' night. And I thought, hang on a minute. I thought, there's no such fucking thing as boys' night. I thought the girls have thought something's going on. We ended up going to the strippers, and I just knew in my head, I thought, the girls are next door. Don't know how I knew, but I just knew the girls are next door. So there's a stripper there, fucking fit, by the way.
Yeah.
One of the lads there, me in the middle, trying to play goody two-shoes, and then another stripper and the lad.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I'm not doing nothing. I was thinking, fucking bastard, I wish I was single. And I thought, no, I'm not going to do nothing out of respect, blah, blah. And the sat, it was like, in a blink of an eye, the stripper, the best looking one there, by the way, sat next to me. And as that happened, the girls walked in. And I thought, you jammy bastards. Do you know what I mean?
Seems
I thought,
a bit good, too good to be true.
Yeah, I thought he's got me there. So then Chloe seen, she started kicking off.
Yeah.
And then it's clever how they do it. And then I looked at the producers, I looked and I started laughing. I thought, you got me there. I thought, fair play, do you know what I mean?
Right up.
Yeah. I thought, I quite enjoyed it actually, because I thought, fucking 1-0 to you. I thought, let the games begin. There's only one winner, it wasn't fucking me.
That's not supposed to be, mate.
Yeah, that's it.
It's not supposed to be. I love that, mate. So what's actually the question that I meant to ask, I mustn't have asked it well enough, was what's like the fucking coolest thing you've ever done as a result of reality TV?
The places I get to go and the people I get to meet.
Yeah. Who's the coolest person you've met? Apart from me.
Apart from you, yeah.
Me.
Yeah, you as well, yeah. I've met a few, like, it depends what you saw. Obviously, I'm a massive football fan.
Yeah.
I'm obviously massive into my sport. So now, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but I'm quite pally with Tyson Fury, yeah. So obviously, I've been to his first ever fight back. He texted me saying, because I met him at like a sportsman's dinner or something in Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
I brought my dad along. It was my dad's birthday, so I brought my dad down. Had a bit of crack with Tyson and then his dad John, and that fucking brilliant. And you know, you meet somebody and you think like, listen, I've been on TV, so people, when they meet me, sometimes like, oh my God, but when you're meeting someone like that, listen, he's one of the biggest, like, most famous people in the world. He's heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah.
So even I was a bit like, I'd met a lot of people by then, but meeting him, even I was still a bit like, bloody hell. Do you know what I mean?
He's just like a normal bloke.
How cool is he, man?
I grew up watching you, and then now I'm having a bit of crack. But anyway, then we got talking and stuff, and got his number, that was that. And then he texted me for his first fight, saying, listen, I've got your tickets, do you want to come down, you and your dad?
Yeah.
But I couldn't make it because my dad had got married the day before.
Right.
And it was his party on that day. So I was like, I can't make that one, blah, blah, blah. But then every fight after I've been to, so I went to Vegas when he fought Wilder.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I'm trying to think.
You've been there a few times, haven't you, Vegas?
Love the place. Oh, that is a bit of me.
I remember the last time I went, I didn't come back, right? I went to this business thing in Vegas.
Oh, is that what you called it? Business,
she was, well, it was business, but however, my wife was pregnant and I didn't speak to her the whole time. I didn't even text her though. I was there for 4 days.
Even I know that's wrong.
Mate, I was there for 4 days and didn't text her the whole time I was there.
It's a dangerous
and then I missed my
place.
flight home.
It's fucking...
I was eating pedigree chum for a full week.
Well, yeah.
Oh, man, I was in the dog. Oh, big style, Big style.
Well, I've been I went to watch Conor McGregor versus Khabib. That was amazing, yeah. Because that's the thing that sort of come from reality TV. Like, you get to go and experience stuff that you'd never do. So
I get offered these things, like...
Yeah, so your agent gets in touch with you. So I went like to the ITV Gala, the Brit Awards, the MTV. Here's another good one. Here's a good story, actually. So I went to the MTV EMA Awards in Bilbao. I turned up all suited and booted. And I'm on the carpet with like all these massive... Like Eminem was there.
Really?
From me to you way... And obviously I'm massive into football, and just at the time, Paul Pogba had just signed for Manchester United, so he was the most expensive footballer in the world. Yeah. And I'm stood on the carpet, and it's like people are going, Sam, screaming, so you're getting all your photos, whatever. And I nudged someone by accident, and they go, oh, sorry, mate. He goes, oh, no problem. it's Paul Pogba.
Really?
And I'm looking at it and I'm like, and I am so close to saying, can I get a photo? But I'm thinking,
you're on that.
I'm on the red carpet. All
yeah.
the press are there, all the fans are there. I'm thinking, I can't be seen to...
Yeah. So were you looking to see who had a photo after?
Yeah, I was so desperate. I thought I'm going to have to try and find him in the crowd. Couldn't find him.
Just searching through it.
Yeah, honestly, I was a massive fan and I didn't...
Would he get in the Borough team, though?
At the minute, fucking I think I would.
What's happening in Borough? Woodgate's got that.
Yeah,
you've got fucking Neil Warnock now.
Oh, what a fucking laugh. What a laugh, honestly.
Mate, he's mental, him.
He's absolutely cuckoo, but I love it.
You stayed up though, didn't you?
Yeah, we stayed up. I'll tell you something, right? I'm going to get this on camera now. What's the date today? The 26th or something like that. We will go up next year.
Think?
That is a
we'll go up.
That is a fucking bold
We'll go up
statement.
next year.
That is a bold statement.
If we don't, then we edit this bit out.
Come back.
I do think I've still got a season ticket for the Borough game.
Yeah. I've still got one at Sunderland, man.
Is that how you support?
See
They were bastard.
I know. Mate, it's bad. If you think the championship's bad, you want to be glad you didn't get in
Do you
League
want to know
One.
something, though? That's what I like. Like, people say Middlesbrough, Newcastle, Sunderland, all rather or whatever. It's good, but I'd not have it any other way because if I supported Man United or Man City, Chelsea, and I won something every season, it's a bit like... I love the shit we get.
Especially if you're not from there.
Yeah, when all the fans go from Scotland. Where you go on the weekend? Like, hey, you're going to Man United. That wasn't even Scottish, that was it, yeah.
It's mad. It is mad, like. Mate, sometimes people are like, why'd you support Sunderland? I'm like, well, I didn't really get a foot. You don't get
a chance.
I was like, I didn't get a choice. I was born in Sunderland and my dad was a Sunderland fan.
Do you know,
you're fucked.
I've just thought of another thing there. I got offered a job, X amount of money, got a phone call, said, it's a last minute job, son, please, and you do it.
Yeah.
And I was a bit like, oh, well, what is it? He went, you're getting paid X amount of money, you need to go with a certain company to Liverpool versus Barcelona Champions League semi-final. You know, what? Yeah. And I went, what? I
need this. I'm going to fuck my agent off.
I said,
look, you've had it, bro.
So I had all hospitality a box at the Champions League semi-final, Liverpool versus Barcelona, when Liverpool come back and won 4-0.
Yes.
I mean, I'm the biggest Middlesbrough fan going. I'm in Anfield going, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, you can't. Honestly, that was one of the...
Was it?
And I just thought, I'd have done it for free.
Yeah.
I hope the company's not watching this. I would have done it for free. Yeah. Honestly, that was some experience.
Well, that's a great experience. That's worth getting that shit in the internet.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, you do get offered a lot of I've seen the world now. I enjoy traveling, and I've now seen the world because.
Where's your favourite place?
It's a bit cliche, but maybe probably Vegas. But I do enjoy Dubai.
Mate, I love Dubai. I'm going for my 4 years.
I'm going 4 days, 3 days, 4 days.
Class,
yeah.
Where's your favourite place? Have you been to Atlantis yet?
Yeah, I've been there. That's good. Yeah,
my kids would rather go there than Disney.
Really?
I get about 50 going up and down them fucking slides of stairs. I come back later. It's the only place I ever go on holiday.
Come back with a six-pack. It's unbelievable.
It is insane.
There's a restaurant there. I don't know what it's called. Otherwise, I'll give them a shout out. There's where the Burj Khalifa is.
Yeah.
There's a little Japanese restaurant looking over the waterfall, and you go there. And I was eating dinner. And again, I mean, I've eaten some mad places.
You know he's posh because he calls it dinner now instead of tea.
I'm only doing
tea in Middlesbrough.
Are you on about 12?
Yeah. Are you on about 12? No, you're on about the night time. I see, that's tea.
It is tea, I know. I don't know how I just said that.
We're on a national podcast game now. I call it dinner as well when we're on your
Yeah.
Call your mum your mum.
Yeah.
Usually call her your ma. That's me ma, no, it's me mum.
And we're having dinner at this, and I'm sat there, you know when you're taken back by something, I'm just thinking, this is amazing. We've done another one. It might have been in the Atlantis. I was having dinner, and there's fucking sharks swimming around.
It is the Atlantis.
And I was just like, this is class, yeah?
It's amazing,
How much is it for that shit?
I've swum with them. You can swim with them, you can dive in you can go in the massive aquarium.
I've seen that. I walked around them, I didn't
it's amazing,
swim with them, yeah.
It's class. Class place to go.
My mate's a scuba diver, so I went to Greece. He said, come with me. He said, all right then. So he's only meant to take me 4 meters, I think, because I'm not qualified. He's fully qualified, but anyway, we went about 12 meters. Yeah. And there's all these mad hand signals to go and do this and that.
Yeah.
So he's doing this.
Yeah.
Like that, and I'm thinking he means like
go straight ahead.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah. So I start swimming down, and he grabs me. He's doing that. He's going, and I go, what the fuck's sharks?
Oh shit! Really?
I didn't see it.
Where were you like?
Fucking no, I don't know, some sea. Some sea. No, I wasn't on the fucking beach, was it?
It's in South Shields.
No, I was in Corfu.
Dude, that's mad. I've just booked for Corfu.
Yeah, Corfu I was, yeah.
The sharks there?
Apparently.
Oh, holy shit. I better stay out the fucking sea then, eh?
He said to me they won't attack you. But let me tell you something. When we was in Australia again, so we got this boat out in Australia. I'll go in any water, I'm not bothered. I jumped off the top of this boat, jumped in the sea, messing about. And all I could picture is Jaws. I hit the water, and normally I'd swim anywhere. And I just thought, I'm going to get nailed any minute here. Yeah. Swimming like fuck to get out the water, and I couldn't get out. It was quite a weird experience, yeah.
Do you not think that's just we've been kind of just as kids, kind of been Jaws especially made
brainwashed into it.
Yeah, brainwashed into
100%.
I've got a mate who lives in the States, and we went in the sea when we were in Laguna Beach in California, and he won't go in the sea.
Would he not?
No, I won't go in the sea.
He lives
from
from
the being killed by a shark.
That's telling you something.
I won't go in.
It's minute.
Is it?
Minute.
You're more likely to get like, I don't know,
Coronavirus.
Fucking right, yeah. Has anyone got it? I got my test results back yesterday.
I got a test as well.
What was your test for? Oh, God.
I'm sure the word gonorrhea almost came out of your mouth there. You fucking wife sitting there.
That one come back positive.
So you're walking funny.
That was the weekend, not next year. Hey, what a fucking.
So, dude, what's next for you? Like, what have you got? What you got going on?
So,
businesses?
Yeah, businesses are doing all good. I'm going to get a couple more houses. Hopefully, fight in November, December in Poland.
Yeah,
and then
shout out Fame.
Yeah, shout out Fame. Yeah,
we'll get them tagged.
Get me booked. Yeah,
get them booked. Maybe they might want to book me by then.
I know. And Mac will all go on it. We'll have a Hell in a Cell, England versus Poland. We'll just have it, yeah.
See if we can get Chalmers back in the gym.
Yeah. But more importantly, this is my main aim now. I'd like to have something to strive for. And as I said to you earlier, Australia. Yeah. I'm aiming for February, March time to hopefully move there to the Gold Coast. Yeah. I found a property. I've had a word with my agent so I can get a 3-year visa out there. So I'm hoping to be there for the start of next year. Just the way of life. I've done my I would do TV work if it.
That's. I was just going to ask that. Would you take something else?
I've got something. I can't say what it is, but I've got something coming up in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It'll be massive.
Is it?
It'll be massive. Yeah, because I wish I could say. I can't say what it is, but it will be massive.
Is it a game show?
No. I'd love to do
a reality show.
Oh, yeah, it's reality. I tell you what, I'd love to do. I'd love to do the chase. I'm fucking brilliant at the chase.
Oh yeah.
I'm dire.
I've got nothing else to do, so I've just watched the chase.
Really?
That and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Yeah.
Really, like them two?
Fucking love it. Yeah.
Shit.
Yes, I'd like to do there. I've got some.
Matt will be out straight away. You should have
rubbish,
mate. You should have trying to pronounce people's names,
general
man.
Knowledge.
You know once, right?
It's man wrong. It's only Sam.
You know once, right? Once we're driving, driving back from Birmingham or something, right?
This is going to be on every
and we're
episode,
driving. Listen to this. We're driving through Yorkshire.
Okay.
Right. You might know this place.
Where, Yorkshire?
And I'm on. Well, it's a place in Yorkshire, right? And I said to this, I was on the phone to some kid, and he was from Yorkshire. I said, Matt, where are we now? And he said, Rotherham.
Rotherham.
Fucking idiot. Rotherham. Mate, honestly, unbelievable. I was like, hang on a second, did I get on the fucking ferry?
This was moments after, what was it? Wensleydale?
Wensleydale cheese. No, Weasdale. Wensleydale's the thing. He said Weasdale. I've got this Weasdale cheese. And
did you do well in school?
Yeah, mint.
Did you do well in school?
Yeah, man.
How many GCSEs?
13.
So did I.
Dude, I've got 2.
GCSEs.
Did you?
I'm thick as fuck, man.
Oh, yeah.
2 GCSEs, French and Spanish. How mad's that?
They're your 2 GCSEs?
Ain't that mad? You know why there was? Because there was an oral exam. Not that I'm saying I'm amazing at oral and out like that. do you know how old I am, right? And this is... So my wife's best friend was one of Mac's teachers at school. How mad's that?
Your wife's best friend?
My wife's best friend, it was Mac's teacher at school.
Really?
How mad's that?
Well,
I'm old enough to be his dad.
The house I've just bought next door to me is my old tutor.
Is it?
I've seen her. I said, I've not seen you in a fucking while.
I'd love to see one of my old school teachers. Oh, mate, I'd love it. Oh, well, because
you know what you used to say to me?
GCSEs, they were slated us all the way through school.
My music teacher, I can't for the life of me think of his name. He's sitting to me, he said, you're gonna come to nothing in life. Because in music, I'll be honest, in school, I was alright. I used to stick in music. And listen, I'm not interested in fucking. I like listening to it, but I'm not going to be the next fucking.
You're not playing the fucking clarinet.
You know what I mean? I could just about hold the flute.
Yeah. Did you used to have them keyboards that you used to press?
DJ. That's why I got shot.
See, we didn't have that. We had fucking pianos, us.
It's just asking.
I'm in music, but me not know my fucking music. I'm going DJ, and I'm thinking that's a bit quiet. I didn't have my headphones plugged in, so it's fucking coming out the loudspeaker. And he said, listen, he said, you mess about all you want. He said, I guarantee you. Do you know what he said? Actually, quite really, when you be stacking shelves in house, he said, you're going to come to nothing in life.
Really?
So me being a bit cheaty, said I was going, well, what's wrong with stacking shelves in Asden? Because he was having himself a bit. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Wonder what he thinks now.
Yeah. It's mad, innit? So part of me's like, do you know what? Fuck him. But at the same time, that might have been, at that time in your life, what you needed to hear.
Maybe, you don't. You have
like, people giving me shit sometimes. I'm like, do you know what? Maybe I needed to hear that. Maybe I needed it. Maybe I needed to be told I'm a bit full of myself. Yeah. Maybe I needed to hear that. Do you know what I mean? You know, sometimes people giving you shit online, you're almost like, here's my opinion of it. Sometimes, like, if they're not giving you it, one of your friends might give you it. And sometimes I'm like, do you know what? Maybe those people are there. Just keep your feet on the ground. Keep us humble a little bit. Yeah. Like if I wasn't getting shit and I wasn't looking at that, I mean, I don't really engage in it, but you're like, you know what? They're keeping me humble a little bit. They're reminding me where I'm from.
Yeah, no, I think you're half needed sometimes. Yeah.
You do.
It's a fine line sometimes.
Well, there's no fucking positive without a negative. There's no praise without criticism. I went on a course in January with this guy called Dr. John D. Martini, proper genius, right? And he said to me, Paul, as long as you're addicted to getting praise, you're going to get more criticism. I'm like, well, I'm okay with that, because all of us want praise.
Absolutely.
But he's like, you can't get praise while you're getting praise off some people, you're going to get criticism off some people.
And you know what? I think it's the people that give you praise. I'll start with the people who give you the criticism, or people who want to be doing the same but haven't done it.
Yeah.
And the people who are giving you praise have
started
that journey.
Absolutely,
They're not there, but they've at least started.
On the road to do
and they kind of say like, oh shit, he's actually put himself out
That's
there.
going back to what we've just said before, where when people see you doing well, they're either going to hate you for it or they're going to try and jump on. So I've started their little business group. So if you want to join, you can look at my Instagram. So the business group that I've started is just giving tips and advice, because realistically, I know, again, I've had the platform of TV, but I've come from a council estate and worked my way up, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And all I'm trying to do...
You still got to understand business, though.
Absolutely. And then I've had no courses or nothing like that, but all I'm doing, relaying on my page, my Telegram page, is how I've managed to do it.
My mistakes you've made.
My steps and my mistakes. So hopefully to let people avoid their mistakes.
Yeah.
And even if they take a snippet from what I'm saying, hopefully that works for them.
Yeah, it could change their fucking life.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I love it.
Someone messaged me the other day. I put on my business, because it's £20 a month, the business group.
Yeah.
Someone messaged saying, listen, I'd love to do it, but I can't afford it.
Yeah.
I said, email me. I said, I'm going to put you in the group.
Yeah.
I said, because that is the chance in life that you might need. You might see something in that group.
Yeah.
Very small possible thing. You might see something and think, you know what, I can do that.
Yeah.
And it could change your life. So I thought, you know, because someone needs to start somewhere in life.
100%.
Everyone does.
So that was my thought on it,
Yeah, I fucking love that, mate. Well, Mr. Sam Gowland,
thank you very much. I've enjoyed it.
Thank you for coming on.
We've covered all sorts.
I have. It's always going to be the fucking same. Hey, guys, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, if you are listening to us on Spotify, iTunes, or even fucking YouTube, subscribe or send these two bastards around.
Peace out.
Thanks, sir.
Nice.